Alright YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy Andrew. We're back at it with another video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the latest collaboration between Joe Fresh Goods and New Balance. It's not really a Joe Fresh Goods collab, it's actually his store every now and then, which recently just opened in Chicago. And in honor of that grand opening, they just dropped an exclusive colorway of the New Balance foam recovery slide right here in this beautiful green colorway. Honestly, I get Ninja Turtle vibes when I see these, and I also get Incredible Hulk vibes. I don't know why that is, just throwing that out there right off the bat. But anyways, before we begin, as always, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe, and feel free to follow me on Instagram to see how I style all my sneakers and outfits. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Let's start off with the box. We got a green New Balance box right here, which matches the color of the shoe absolutely perfect. Size label reads Fresh Foam Recovery, size 10. There you go on the sizing label. And as I mentioned, this was a collaboration between Every Now and Then and New Balance. No special paper either, just regular New Balance paper. This particular colorway was exclusive to that store. However, if you want to buy a pair of these, they have general release versions sitting on the New Balance website. So I'll link those down below. But with the box and everything out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here they are, the New Balance Fresh Foam Recovery in this beautiful green colorway. Now right off the bat, I mentioned they remind me of Ninja Turtles. This also reminds me of the Yeezy Foam Runner. Now, I had one pair of Yeezy Foam Runners and I had to sell them because they did not fit me correctly, which was a shame because I did want to try them out and then I didn't want to pay like resale for them. So I just kind of left it at that and moved on with my life. And then these came into my life and I was like, you know what? I love Joe Fresh Goods. I support Joe's work. Why not give these a try? And that's the first thing off the bat. If these weren't associated with Joe Fresh Goods, I would have not have bought them. I'm just keeping it 100% honest with you guys. So you guys can sound off in the comments, oh, you're just buying it because Joe, you don't really like the shoe, blah, blah, blah. I do like the shoe. However, I just would not probably spend $110 on these if it wasn't a Joe Fresh Goods related collab. Let's get into the details of the shoe. It's a pretty simple shoe. Basically, you just got a bunch of foam on the upper, but you do have a nice fresh foam react midsole and outsole, which feels really nice on foot. And they also come with a nice insole right here. Look how thick this insole is. You can see that nice thick insole. So I can confirm these are very comfortable shoes. I cannot compare them to the Yeezy Foam Runner because I did not wear those. If you're curious if they're more comfortable than the Yeezy Foam Runner, I cannot help you with that. I will say these are more cushioning than Crocs for sure. However, the one thing I found annoying with this upper, this back heel area was rubbing up against my foot. So if you do plan to wear these without socks, definitely account for that. That might just be a me problem, but just wanted to call that out. I experienced some bad foot rubbing on the back heel area when I did wear these around the block because I wanted to wear these for like a decent period of time before I came and gave this review. So I give you guys my honest thoughts. So they are comfortable to walk around in, but just be aware this back heel area could rub up against your foot. You could probably solve that by wearing socks. But if you don't want to wear socks with these, just be aware of that issue. Now, the big question is going to be, how do these fit? One disclaimer, these do not come in half sizes. So if you are a half size like me, you kind of got to guess. So what I did is I read some reviews on the New Balance website because they do have general release colorways sitting on the website. So I read some reviews, and after reading some reviews, I decided to go with a size 10. So I went a half size down. And honestly, they fit me pretty good. However, if I wanted to get an absolute perfect fit in these, they would have to make a 9.5. As I mentioned earlier, I did have a bit of room in my back heel, which led to that heel rubbing. So I think if they would have made a 9.5, it would have been absolutely perfect because I think a 9 would just be way too tight because I don't really have much room in the toe area. So I just think a 9 would be way too tight. And I think an 11 would be way too big. So if you have standard normal width feet and you're a half size, I would go down a half size. That would be your best bet. If you have wider feet and you're a half size, I would go up a size. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's what happens when you don't have half sizes. So you kind of just got to guess. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, you cannot try these on before you buy them. So you kind of just got to guess. And if you're looking for this particular colorway, you have to go on the aftermarket because these sold out. Unless you want to get a GR colorway, which I mentioned earlier, sitting on the website. Honestly, if you really want this green colorway, I would probably buy a GR version, try it on, and send it back to New Balance, and then get this one, just so you get your right size. I don't know what these are reselling for. I don't think they're probably reselling for much, but that would be my advice if you're really looking to pick this green colorway. Buy a GR one, find your size, and then go out and buy this one. I think they look pretty cool. My girlfriend absolutely thinks these are hideous, so take that for what it is. But yeah, I think it's a fine shoe. Completely honest, I'm only going to really wear these to the pool. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to put these on and go run some errands in. So this is definitely a pool shoe for me, or like a house shoe if I have to go to the mailbox, etc. And for a retail price of $110, do I think these are worth it? To be completely honest, probably not. I mean, it's just a foam shoe with a nice cushion midsole. If you're looking for a good water shoe to wear or something to wear to the pool, I definitely just get a pair of Crocs. I definitely like my Crocs a little bit better than these. Even though these have more cushion, I just like the way the Crocs look. I like the way they fit. So I would go with a pair of Crocs. But that's just my opinion. I'm not mad at these though. I do think these look pretty cool. Definitely going to get some looks when I wear these to the pool. People are going to be like, what the hell are those probably? Why is this dude wearing frog shoes on his foot? But anyways, that was going to do the video. Let me know what you guys think about the New Balance Fresh Foam Recoveries down below. It is your boy Andrew. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.